They said it couldn't be done. They said it wouldn't last. White man, black man. America F1. America F1 coming to you straight from San Francisco, California. Sherman Tillman, Michael Lawler. America F1.
Would you attach it to your mic right there? No, it should be right here. It's probably better here. You don't need the microphone. Okay. Is it recording over there?
Yeah.
All right, so
can't do nothing.
I can't do that. I got the luckily I have the music.
Anyways, Sherman forgot something today. Not surprising.
I did again.
When next time, go buy one of these cards and just leave it here so we don't have this issue next time.
Well,
anyways,
welcome to the show. We're here to talk about the Singapore Grand Prix. The reason why this show is late, usually, as you know, we usually do the shows on Tuesday or Wednesday. The reason why this show is late is because there's fires up in Oregon. There's fires in Northern California. And as you know, I am a firefighter and I had to backfill some other people. So that's why the show is late. As you can see from my dress, Ferrari won a Grand Prix this year. Carlos Sainz breaks Max Verstappen's record of 10 in a row. Ferrari!
I thought he won 11 in a row.
Did he win 11?
He was 11.
Was it 11? I thought it was 10.
Anyways.
Well, it could be 11.
It's
going to be 12.
He's going to start a whole
He's going to start a whole new section of racing again, this guy.
He's already, half a second up in Japan?
Japan and practice 1 and
Didn't you go to Japan last year?
I've been to Japan, Suzuka, 3 times. And I went last year, and we'll talk about that. I got the experience. There it is up there.
He spends way too much money on these trips.
It was awesome. I love Japan.
They don't even. A hooker doesn't even come with this deal either. It's crazy money.
But it's so cool. I love Japan. Anyway, let's talk about the Singapore Grand Prix and its awesomeness. Was that the best race of the season?
That's because the Red Bulls,
exactly.
The FIA came in and took their wings away and said, "Hey, you got to come up with brand new wings.
Where are your wings? No wings." So
anyways,
they have the great memes of Red Bull without wings, and then have the Red Bull races thing.
Well, you saw in qualifying.
Have you seen that one? Red Bull races.
Yeah, but the qualifying, you saw the Red Bulls. They were washing out in the front end of the car on TV. I was watching it, going, "Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good." And then they were way off
the pace.
They didn't even make it to Q3.
No. And
so
it should have even been worse because Max ended up finishing 5th. But he should have got penalties for impeding Wookie, Wookie was P1 in practice 1. He had the fastest time.
The Red Bull still should have won the race. They shouldn't have taken their wings away.
They should have took three grid penalties for that. And then he was in the pit lane, impeding Russell and Hamilton for not 5 seconds. Not 6 seconds. Not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10. 18 freaking seconds, man. That's a penalty. And then the FIA comes out and says during Japan, "Oh, well, yeah, we should have gave them
They gave him a $5,000 fine.
How much does Max make a year?
Who knows?
Million?
Oh, he makes more than that.
So $30 million? I mean,
makes more than that.
So $5,000 to Max? Or was it to the team?
No, it's to Max.
So $5,000?
It's huge money.
Is he going to miss it?
No.
Did he even know that they took it?
I mean, he probably spends that on dinner most of the time.
He wouldn't even notice it.
I went to dinner with Zeki and Melissa the other night for her birthday.
Yeah, you didn't invite me.
You didn't get invited.
Yeah, why didn't I?
I was the only one who got invited.
The life of the party.
Anyways, it was one of those all-inclusive joints where they just bring you food.
Yeah.
$2,500 for 4 people for dinner.
What?
Yeah. He calls me up and he's like, "How much do you think dinner was last night?" And I'm like $300 or $400. He's like, "No, it was $2,500."
In American money?
In American money.
What did you have?
I don't remember. I kind of got a little drunk, and I kind of dozed off in the middle of dinner. But then I came back and I walked home. Anyways,
what did you think about Hamilton not having to give back not one place, but 2 places. Okay, so
because he went off the track at the
went
beginning?
off the track, right? But he actually made the corner, and when he tried to cut in and get the line, guess who was there?
Max?
George Russell.
Oh, yeah, well, George
yeah.
Russell doesn't count. Remember, George Russell is the number 2 driver at Mercedes. Lewis is the number 1.
Yeah, well, George was in the way, so Lewis had to cut and go. So he has to give the place back to George, who's on the radio complaining about his own teammate. He has to give that back. Okay, so Lewis gives that back. Why does he have to give Norris the place back? He's way ahead of Norris.
Well, then he went off and he went down the side road, but he didn't. I think he was supposed to stop.
No, you're supposed to come back on, but come back on safely.
I thought he had to stop.
But Norris, of course, complains as he always does.
Because in Italy, if you do that, you have to. If you in turn 1, if you miss the chicane, you have to come to a complete stop before you can go again. So,
well, not this case. But then he had to give the place back to Norris, and there was a big controversy online where people were saying, "Okay, we can understand him giving the place back to Russell, but we've never seen somebody give 2 places back because he was ahead of Norris." But and then other people were like, well, the only reason he's ahead is because he missed the braking point. What?
He did miss the braking zone. That's why he went off the track. But he went through there's a road you have to go around.
Through the road, yeah.
But I thought he was supposed to at least stop or something like that.
No,
anyways,
that's
not the biggest deal in the world.
And I also think Perez got like a 5-second penalty because he basically ran right into Albon. And Albon was actually going for probably like an 8th place finish. And then he ended up being like 11th or 12th because Perez took the corner. And here is just total bumper cars. Like, here goes Albon. And then here comes Perez, just goes like this. Boop. Just knocks him right out of the way. It's like bumper cars, man. You can't do that. And on 5 seconds, that's nothing. You ruined somebody else's.
That's a lot.
But he ruined the other guy's race. A guy who's finishing in the points and now doesn't finish in the points, and every point counts for Williams.
Oh yeah.
So there has to be a big.
Well, he has 21 points, and my guy Logan Sargent has 0.
Oh, he's your guy now.
Well, he was for that one race because I talked so much crap about him at the beginning.
You did,
and then he had a really good race, and I'm like, what happened? You know,
he's a shit.
I'm like, did he figure it out?
He's a shit.
I'm like, did he figure this out? And then he hasn't. I was wrong. He didn't figure it out. It was just a fluke, a lucky race. Fluke. But whatever.
I think Lawson will be in that car.
Yeah, Lawson gonna be in that car next year.
Lawson's looking pretty good.
Because they always knew he was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, he's always been pretty good. I don't know if he's gonna ever be in the Red Bull good, but because he's been in their driver
academy
forever, so his whole career. And when Albon was out for that 1 year, I saw a documentary on those 2 racing in the DTM, the German one.
Okay.
And they were like, there was one where they went around the Nordschleife in Porsche GT3, and they took turns driving.
Yeah.
And the look on Lawson's face when he had to sit there, and he was like me. I would not be able to sit in the passenger seat in a race car. And he's just white knuckled that whole. I'm like, oh my god!
I remember when I did the Porsche experience that time, and you have to sit in the passenger seat.
I would never sit
in
there.
And he's
nope.
And I was like, can you
stop?
And he's like, what? I was like, I
gotta throw up.
I
I could drive the car exactly like that. Anyways.
I just yacked it all.
Okay, what's next?
Let's hit our 10 through 1, and I can talk about how great they are, and you can say how they suck.
All right.
Magnussen finished in 10th place.
That's a win. That's a win for Haas. Anytime they score a point, that's a W, like a WW.
And he actually had
because they still don't have the new side pods and the new floor downwash everybody has now. Even though Ferrari, they have the old Ferrari design that the Ferrari guys ditched like 5 or 6 races ago.
They
ditched that old design.
Yeah, they don't get any of the good stuff on that car.
Well, they came out. It's like when
there's no innovation. Like
that's not true. No, they all came out with different designs. The Red Bull had the downwash design.
Yeah.
The Mercedes had the no side pod design, and then the Ferrari had their design. And if you remember, in 2022. They had the best package until Red Bull stopped blowing up and breaking their car, and then it's been everyone's car it looks like the Red Bull, which they all look like the Red Bull now.
That's
everything.
Okay.
The only car that doesn't look like the Red Bull now is the Haas.
And
they finished 10th. They got a point. That's money. That's probably $1 million right there they get for next year. So
Liam Lawson, 9th place.
He finished nice.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's his first points in Formula 1.
Yeah.
Points.
And it's only his third time in that car, and he never got any testing in that car. I don't even think he got a P1 practice in that car. I think he was just simulating. Yeah. He was doing all the simulator work.
Checo Perez, 8th place. He only got that 8th place because he knocked freaking
Albon out the way. Well, it worked.
But you know what?
It worked.
When I think about Checo, and I'm just going back and looking at how he passes people. Like, I think he's a great defender, but I think a lot of times he moves under braking and they just kind of let it go. But what I'm noticing, if he's not passing you on the straight, he's kind of a bumper car guy.
Sometimes
he's bumper cars.
He's a smooth driver though. He doesn't hurt his tires. He doesn't slide the car around that much.
Yeah.
That's why last year when he won the Singapore Grand Prix, was it Sainz or LeClerc was just catching him and catching him and catching him, and then he wore the tires off his car. But Checo never wore the tire off his car. So
Oscar Piastri, 7th place.
Pastrami,
7th place.
They're starting to say he's as good as Schumacher or Alonso. That was what I heard.
Do you really think that?
He might be.
That's a big stretch.
But yeah, remember he doesn't have all the junk on the car that Norris has.
You don't think so?
No, they said so.
What'd they say? I didn't hear
said
this.
he doesn't have the new floor. He doesn't have the new rear wing. Oh, come on now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He has to have the wing though.
No.
When's he gonna get it?
Probably the next race.
In Japan?
No, or maybe Japan. Maybe the next race though. That's what they were saying today. He still doesn't have all the stuff that Norris has.
I didn't know that.
Anyways,
Pierre Gasly, 6th place. That's pretty.
That's
good.
a W
That's
for Alpine.
Super W.
Yeah.
The only
considering he crashed in practice today.
Yeah.
And destroyed his race car, so his mechanics get to stay up all night fixing it.
Well, that's what they get paid for. But you know what sucks is Ocon was having a great race also, and the car just blew up.
No, didn't he have a gearbox?
Yeah, and he had to pull over to the side. But he was having a great race too. He really was doing well.
Both those guys are like, eh.
I like both of them.
They're
I
okay.
like Gasly better than I like Ocon.
Ocon is the ultimate bumper car guy.
He is. He's a bumper car guy. That's gonna be my new term,
bumper car.
And in 5th place, your 2023 World Champion, Supermax, Verstappen.
Anyways, you know he can clinch the They can clinch the championship, both the constructor and the drivers in Japan.
Yeah.
And there's how many races left?
A lot.
It's like a lot. This is like the 2004 season where Schumacher won the championship at Hungary, and there were still like 6 races left. He didn't even have to go to the last 6 races.
Yeah, he could just stay home.
He could. I would have
around.
But he won the last 6 races. I think.
I wonder if he's gonna do like what Lewis does when he wins, just kind of just like going out partying.
Lewis never went out and partied that much. He went to parties.
Insane right now.
But I don't think he was never.
When he'd win the championship, it was pretty much like.
Well, yeah, but
Lewis is in like 3rd gear. He's just chilling.
But I don't think he's much of a. He's not. When I mean partying, I don't think he's a drinker or a drug guy.
No. But he likes to go out.
Yeah, he goes out and he goes to the parties.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about.
I think he loves pussy, but
yeah. But I'm saying during the season, typically
he doesn't do anything.
But once he wins the world championship, he's like,
he's good.
He's gone. So I'm wondering if Verstappen's going to do that.
Schumacher won the championship in Suzuka one year.
Yeah,
and they destroyed the suite at the hotel wherever that was. Like
was he,
destroyed He did. He went supposedly when they went downstairs to check out. He just wrote the guy a check and said, "Put the amount in the check, whatever it costs." And they got it. But a lot of these hotels love it when you destroy the hotel room because they always have to redo the hotel rooms every few years. So if you destroy it, they get a brand new hotel room.
Well,
so
you pay for it, and then they probably can make an insurance claim.
Yeah, of course.
Get another room done. Damn.
Who's next, Russell?
No. Next would be because George Russell didn't make it to the end.
Oh, that's right. He crashed with 3 laps to go or something.
Whoops. We'll get into that part. LeClerc, 4th place. I thought he had a good race. I thought LeClerc did well.
Yeah, but what did his teammates win? Didn't his teammate win the race?
Well, his teammate won.
In the same car?
Yeah, same car. That's first place.
Where did he qualify?
LeClerc qualified. I thought he qualified. It was Sainz. It was Russell, and then LeClerc. LeClerc was
and where did LeClerc finish?
Oh, for one back.
So he finished 2 places.
Yeah,
where he started from.
Right.
Okay.
Then my guy Lewis Hamilton, who I thought had not only the fastest pace, he had the fastest lap of the race.
At the end of the race, he had the fastest car. At the end of the race,
he had the fastest car. Those last probably 10 laps. And the rub is a lot of people are saying that maybe Mercedes should have let him give it a go for a couple laps. And then Lewis has done this in the past. If he doesn't pass, Norris, and if he doesn't pass Sainz, he would have given the position back to Russell. Because it was obvious that he had greater pace than Russell. But Russell is so committed on just beating Lewis, he can't see the big picture.
I don't know what he did wrong because I forgot. I didn't see. I heard the crash because I was in the kitchen when I heard it.
Yeah.
But I never saw it.
I saw it.
Did he just miss a corner? Times. Did he miss a corner or something?
So it just looked like to me that barrier got in his way and he clipped it. And so, as Russell would say, it came out of nowhere. I don't know what that barrier is doing.
Well, let's just put it this way.
So he clipped the barrier and boop, that was.
Let's just put it this way. He ran out of talent, and that was that. But
actually, I agree with that one.
Yeah, Lewis
ran out of talent.
Lewis was
on his boot, but he was, glued to the back of him.
Yeah, the Mercedes isn't any good this year. That car, they're not even developing it. They haven't brought anything to that car since the side pods.
I think if Lewis was in Russell's spot, he definitely would have passed Norris because Russell did have that chance.
I don't know because he couldn't get by Norris because Norris.
No, but Lewis was.
I don't think Lewis would have got by Norris either. So, but that shows you how close those 3 cars are at the end of the race. They were all nose to tail.
They were.
Because if there was no Red Bull this year, there might actually be a championship.
That was really exciting. It was when Mercedes pitted for the medium. They were 22 seconds behind the leader.
Yeah, and they caught him, but then they ran out of tires right when they caught him, which is what usually happens. So
yeah, but I think Lewis still had the pace, and we'll put it up right here. I have a comparison between Lewis and Russell those last 10 to 15 laps, the race pace, and Lewis was practically. Well,
let's just say that catching is one thing, passing is a completely different thing.
I agree with that. In second place.
Your guy.
Lando Calrissian Norris, my guy, Chewbacca. Yeah. You remember Lando Calrissian from Star Wars?
No.
You've seen this movie, it's called Star Wars?
The first one?
The second one, Empire Strikes Back?
Yeah.
Lando Calrissian is a black guy in there.
There was a black guy in the second one?
Oh.
Really? Was that the one where they were dancing with the bears at the end?
That's the one where they're in the air and they have a sky, fortress. Lando Calrissian, bro.
It's not ringing a bell.
He's the only black star in Star Wars.
He was the only black guy in all the Star Wars movies. Until the new ones, right?
Until the new ones, yeah.
All right. I don't remember Empire Strikes Back. What was it, Return of the Jedi, the last one, or the first one? Which one was...
You don't remember Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi?
Which one was the one they danced with the bears at the end of?
That's Return of the Jedi.
Okay, yeah. No. No.
Oh, Colt 45 remembers.
Anyway,
I think Lando had a great race. He did some good defending. It was a deserved second place. I still think Lewis would have passed him, but it didn't matter.
Lewis couldn't pass him. He still had 2 laps to go after 1
Russell,
point.
Yeah, after
that's
Russell,
what my brother calls him, 1 point.
Yeah, after Russell did it, and then he could, his tires were gone by that point. But I think Lando's having a great season. At least these last since the break, probably a little bit before the break.
Yeah, since they changed
turnaround.
Since they changed the freaking tires, Yeah, because they changed the tires, and their car suited the tires as like the Aston Martin didn't suit the new tires.
That's weird.
I hate this crap
That's weird that they did that.
The FI did. This is the second dumb thing they've done this year. They changed the tires halfway through the season.
Mm-hmm.
Then at Singapore, they changed the wings, and everyone's got to come up with wings that don't flex all of a sudden, even though you can see it on the TV. Every car's wings were flexing.
Yeah.
That was part of their whole aerodynamic package. And it negatively affected the Red Bull the worst. So, and this week, I think they got the flexi wings, or something's different. Or the tracks, who the hell knows? But
well, I know not only did Red Bull have the flexi wing, but they also had the flexi floor.
Yeah, but everyone knows that their floor is doing something. But it has something to do with their DRS is the key. That's the one. Because the second they open that up, it's like a rocket ship. And no one's figured out what they're doing.
And then in first place, my guy, the guy who I've been saying all year, put some respect on his name. I've been saying it show after show after show. This guy has been saying, oh, he's not that great of a driver. But since the break, Carlos Sainz has done back-to-back pole positions. Carlos Sainz almost won in Monza, and Carlos Sainz did bring it home for the Tifosi in Singapore. Carlos Sainz.
This is why I'm wearing Ducati red today. If we had MotoGP style races in Formula One, it would be a much better show.
The smooth operator. Smooth.
Have you seen Connor? What's his name? The dude who imitates everyone, and they had Max on there with Christian Horner, and he's screaming. He's like Max, like Christian. It was so funny. It was so funny.
Is that a new one?
Yeah, it's the new one. He put it out right after the qualifying.
Yeah.
And he finished 13. He's like, Christian!
It's so, I gotta see that.
So funny. And Christian's sitting there like normal, like, don't worry about it, Max. Everything's going to be fine. He's like, Christian! The car! It's so funny.
Well, what do you have to say about Carlos Sainz anyway? Because,
he's a B driver. He's a B driver.
Don't do it. Don't do that.
How many wins does he have?
2.
How many wins does LeClerc have?
4?
No, he's got more than 4
7?
wins.
6?
No, he's probably like at 14 or something.
No. Get that phone out. There's no way he has. I'm going to say LeClerc has 5 to 7. I know he has less than Daniel Ricciardo. So I'm going to say 5 or 6. But I know, get that stupid box out. Sherman's going to be proven right again. Remember, I am the only one out there saying that. Put some respect on Carlos Sainz's name because he is a good driver. I've been telling you this all season. None of you have been listening to me. All of you people are against Carlos Sainz. All of you people think LeClerc should have the number 1 status. And it's all because of looks.
5 wins.
Now.
27 podiums.
Yeah. Well, that's not good.
20 pole positions.
But you know what? When you think about that, 20 pole positions.
He should have more wins.
He should have a lot more wins.
Yeah, but that car isn't very. He hasn't been in the best car.
But he should have a lot more wins.
Whatever. He's still got 5 wins.
And this is why I say, at Ferrari, I know Ferrari doesn't do it. I know they always are into this number 1 driver thing. But Carlos Sainz deserves equal footing. And this is to you, Carlos. If they don't give you a good contract, then you should go to Audi. You should be the guy. You should be the number 1 driver at whatever team you're at because you rock.
2 wins, 17 podiums, 5 poles.
Rocks.
Yeah,
that's right.
No. Anyways,
let's go. Strategy fails. I'm gonna go with Aston Martin.
Oh, Red Bull. What are you talking about?
Strategy.
What do you mean strategy?
Strategy. What tires to put on.
Oh, what did Aston?
Blah.
Well, Aston Martin had a problem in the pits.
Well, Aston Martin won. Obviously, Albon. Thank God he's okay. He had a bad crash in practice. Remember on qualifying Q1.
Did Albon or was it? No, you're talking about Stroll.
Oh, Stroll. Sorry, Stroll had a bad crash.
He didn't even race.
Yeah. No kidding. Because he crashed.
That'd be a bad strategy call right there.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that was a bad strategy call.
But wait.
Well, Stroll does what you normally did. He ran out of talent because he doesn't have a lot of talent.
Yeah.
If my daddy
owned... It might be time.
He's not
It just
going
might be
anywhere.
time. I know he's not, but he should. It might be time for him to go.
Dude, even if that team's a championship team, which it's not yet, they're still not getting rid of Stroll. He could actually, if he had the best car, he could actually literally win the championship.
No.
Yep.
He doesn't have what it takes to be a championship.
That's not true. If he has the car.
No. Because you have to have consistency, and that's something that he lacks.
I'm just saying, if he was driving the Red Bull and Verstappen wasn't there, he'd probably win the championship.
Fernando Alonso was well in the points. I think he was
they had
in
a pit issue with it.
So he had a pit. Is that what you're calling it?
Yeah, they had a problem with the right rear tire.
How long was that pit stop?
I don't know, 15 seconds or something like that.
Here's the rub. While everyone else was putting on mediums, he went to the hard tire.
Well, he probably wasn't his.
It was a bad call.
Not necessarily. You don't know.
It was a bad call.
You don't know
that car was horrible on the hards. Then, under the virtual safety car, they pull him in again. Then they have the problem in the pit.
Yeah.
Then he comes out in bad, behind
last place.
Everybody.
He was in last place.
And then that was the end of his race.
Yeah.
From running in the points to, let's just chalk this up as a loss. They were bad all over the place.
They're gonna if they get fifth.
Strategy was bad. Setup of the car was bad.
Did he get
tires were bad.
Did he get a podium in Monza?
No.
Who was on podium in Monza?
Podium in Monza was, of course,
Verstappen was number one.
Was number one. Number two was Carlos Sainz, and number three was Norris.
All right, never mind.
So, and then the other strategy fail. It's not really a big strategy fail. Matter of fact, it's a strategy win, but it could have been better. Was a double stack for Mercedes. Mercedes is really good at the double stack.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really good. I would say we all know that Red Bull's the best at pit stops.
No. Williams.
Red Bull's number one.
Really?
Williams is number two. And Mercedes is not even in the top, probably six on pit stops. But on the double stack, I would say they're the best. They can do that double stack like nobody's business.
All right.
But where they failed is I wouldn't have brought in Russell. He was in second place at that time. I would have left him out for track position. It's Singapore. We already know it's hard to pass. They thought the tires weren't going to go off, but it was proven that they didn't go off. I'd have kept him in second, and then I would have pitted Hamilton and let him do the catch-up to see what would happen. Split the strategy. I think split strategy works more times than it doesn't, and I think that was it's easy in hindsight, but
I think maybe
you're in second place.
I think maybe when Mercedes did that pit stop, there was 20 laps to go, right?
It was under the virtual safety car. So yeah, probably
they should have went to the hard tires instead of the medium because they wore the mediums off. Because
Hamilton didn't wear it.
The second they got to the Lando, they stalled. That was it. That was all they wore. That's what I'm saying. They wore the tires.
They have
off.
to catch up to LeClerc first. Remember, they both passed LeClerc, so LeClerc was running in third.
Well, they still had tires on the car, but I'm saying by the time they got to Lando, because they were coming a second, and then the second they got to Lando, it was their tires wore off.
Well,
so
Russell's tires were off.
But they never never made a legitimate run at him because the tires were off. So
Russell he had a chance and he didn't succeed, and then he crashed.
Yeah, but then Lewis couldn't do anything because he had two
laps left at that point.
There's a couple passing points on that track he could have passed him, but I'm just saying I think the tires wore off at the end, and that's that.
All right, next race is Japan. Before we talk about a really quick Japan preview, what do you have to say? Do you want to babble about anything that happened on Singapore? Anything that you're surprised at?
I'm just the FIA changing the rules in the middle of the season. Is just
they've done that before.
I know, but it's
time and time again.
They just, as I've been saying since we started this show, they should take the wings off the car, give them super, super soft tires, and have at it.
Well, I think you can leave the wings on, but definitely super, super soft.
No, just take the wing because the wings are causing all the aero problem. If there's no wings on the car, it's going to get rid of a lot of the aero problem, and they keep.
Yeah, but then the car will look ugly.
No, it'll look like the '60s cars. They looked awesome.
I don't think they're going to go back.
They would come out. They would look awesome. Period.
It would be interesting to have no wings. Though.
Yeah,
it would be
because the cars would be super unstable. Like meaning,
then that's all about the driver.
They would slide around a lot more, and the best drivers would come to the top of the heap.
Yeah,
and it wouldn't be because right now it's so aerodynamic. Like the Red Bull's car is so much better aerodynamically than everybody else. I don't even know if they have the best engine right now. So
come on, stop that.
What?
Stop! Don't rewrite history.
I might not.
Red Bull has the best engine. They have the best aero package. They have the best engine. They have the best top speed under DRS.
But that's under the DRS when they open it. That has nothing to do with the engine, though. I don't think it's the engine. I think it's the aero package. They're doing something that they're always coming up with something.
Yeah, they are.
And no one has figured out what they're doing yet. Maybe the Mercedes.
That's what's crazy. Even not Adrian Newey, but even Christian Horner said, "I can't believe no one's figured out our DRS."
Yeah, they know they're doing something. That's what I'm saying.
That's what he said. He's like, "I can't believe no one figured it out yet."
They'll figure it out, but I'm that's why I'm thinking that the Mercedes. I don't think the Mercedes are even. They're not bringing any new stuff, so they're definitely working on next year's car full blast right now. And even Lewis said that in an interview. He's like, I'm just waiting for next year's car.
Yeah. Well, that is it, I guess, for the Singapore Grand Prix review show. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and send
money would be nice.
But also, tell your friends about us. Remember, we're the underdog. Look, I got this great Ferrari. You could only get it if you went to Monza.
You can get them online.
I think you can get them online now. But I got mine at Monza.
I got mine at the MotoGP race in Austin.
That's nice. Where'd you get that? Actually, anyway, I like that.
It's their team shirt this year.
Yeah, but where'd you get it?
At the Austin Grand Prix.
That's right. You went to the Austin Moto.
Yeah, the MotoGP.
How was that?
It's awesome.
More passes?
214 miles an hour, this close to each other. Yeah, it was crazy. Oh, there was a pass on every lap.
How much is it to go to a race?
I think it was $300 for the weekend. For all 3 days.
Wow, that's awesome.
And you could get stuff out there, and people were telling me it was like half the people were at the GP race compared to the Formula One race.
Yeah, well, the Formula One race is packed. It's sold out. It's like
and it's like fucking $1,500 a ticket or some shit.
How many people for MotoGP?
I have no idea, but it was like there was a lot of people.
You're there. You can see how many people are
there. There was a lot of people there. There was no lines to get. There was only lines to get food. I basically walked up to the bar to get drinks, which is the best part.
Though.
There was a lot of.
Give me a hat because you haven't got me. I get you all kind of stuff. I got you this.
You got me that for free.
Did I get it to you?
When I give them,
and
when
I got you a backpack.
And
you don't wear that Alfa Romeo backpack. You don't wear
that backpack.
I got you. You said, "I don't want the Alfa Romeo."
You didn't give me a backpack.
Yeah, I brought it. You know the plastic zippy kind that you put and you can put stuff in it like drinks and I brought that. And you didn't want it.
I don't need a. I have a backpack. I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, well,
this is going to be when I go to the Formula One race. I'm going to wear that hat.
I'm a giver. I give things.
Did you figure out what?
Nice hat. I don't have it.
Did you pick a day so I can take you driving and humiliate you in front of the world?
Not with the smoke. Gotta wait till the smoke clears.
It's always an excuse. I'm even gonna pay for it,
the smoke
and he still won't go.
No, we're gonna go.
He's gonna. The look on his face when he gets out of the first cart is gonna be like, "What was that?"
Once the smoke clears.
Yeah, once the smoke clears. He's been saying this for a year now. Soft.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's it for the Singapore Grand Prix review show. Keep on racing.
Bye. There's no music.
Why are you taking that off?